What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm joined by some very special guests. I have my wife, Sha Taylor, and my daughter, Aya. This video, we're going to be talking about how we're saving $21,600 for our daughter by the time she graduates high school. We thought that would be very beneficial. As many of us know, being a young adult is hard. That's where most of us struggle the most, stepping into adulthood out of high school. And so we thought it would be very beneficial to you guys as well, because every day we see people on social media having babies. And so we thought it was a good idea to share what we're doing for our daughter so you guys could do for your daughter or son, whatever you may have. And we're going to go ahead and get started. But before we do get started, make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. And if you like this video at the end, give us a thumbs up, and make sure you share this to all of your social media platforms. Every parent and every grandparent needs to see this video. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So actually, before we get into details, I want to explain and kill any misconceptions and let you guys know that we are not giving her $21,000 after she graduates. So she's not going to graduate and we're going to say, here's $21,000. I don't believe any 18-year-old is that responsible yet. I remember I got $1,000 after I graduated high school, and we went to Miami and blew that in like 2 or 3 days. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear before we got started.
There's a lot of things that you can spend $21,600 on. She can go buy her Louis purse.
No.
No, okay.
No.
But no, seriously though, there are a lot of things that you can spend this money on, to help your children. And we just kind of broke it down into 3 main things that we think are important and that'll help out in the long run for her. So we're gonna go ahead and drop those.
So the first thing we thought about was a car. For most of us, that's our first big responsibility. Many of us got cars in high school or, shortly after.
Mine was used.
I think both of ours was used. We both had Hondas too, by the way.
Yeah.
Mine was a lot cleaner than hers though.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, most of us, that's our first big responsibility. And truth be told, our daughter will probably get a car before she graduates high school. So we might not have the exact $21,000 at the time, but be probably a couple of thousand short. But of course, she's not going to be able to afford a down payment for it, or a car note, or anything that has to go, anything that has to deal with the car. And the reason being is we want our child to be a child for as long as possible. Yeah. So we don't want her to have to get a job during high school or do any adult-like things before she has to actually become an adult. So,
not saying that we won't teach her how to be one, but we don't want to put that burden on her. Who wants to be 16 and stressed out? No, that's just not cool.
Right. So we'll be getting her a car. We'll be paying the car notes and things like that. But with this car, it'll be lessons taught. Right. So, for example, if we get a car and the car note is $250, we're going to give her a fixed amount of money, and this is going to teach her how to budget her money, how to manage it, and most importantly, how to be disciplined and prioritize her money. So, for example, if the car note is $250, we may give her, let's say, $500 a month. Out of that $500, she knows that, $250 off the bat has to go towards this car note. So she can't go and spend $350 on a Louis bag or anything like that.
Maybe a wallet, because the
no.
bag is gonna be like a bag, literally.
So that little small lesson right there is teaching her how to prioritize her money right off the bat. So she knows she has the car payment. She knows she's gonna have to put gas in it. That $500 is pretty much gonna be what she has to live off of. So once her car note is paid, if she has gas, whatever is left over, she can go and shop with, or do whatever she wants to with. And it'll also teach her how to save. So if it is a Louis bag that she wants or something that's pretty expensive, she knows that after she pays her car note, she has $250 left. After she pays whatever gas she needs for the month, she may have $200 left, and the Louis bag costs $400. Well, she might have to save that remaining $200 to go into the next month's, and then learn how to save and be able to obtain and purchase things like that. So I feel like that'll be a very great teaching lesson and learning experience at a young age, because truth be told, most of us, especially in our community and our culture, we don't get taught anything about money. Most of us get it and we spend it. We spend whatever we have. We're not taught how to budget. We don't get taught how to save or how to prioritize, and so that carries on into our adulthood, and that's why so many of us, I feel like, struggle, especially as young adults, and even further on after that.
Grown people. Grown people.
So that's the first thing we thought about, getting a car and teaching her those lessons about money with that.
All right, so guys, the second thing that we will be helping her with, as far as with the money that we're giving her, is paying her rent for the full year whenever she gets an apartment.
Yeah, so her first apartment.
Okay, yeah. So with this, when I first got my apartment, I didn't know nothing about rent and renter's insurance and getting furniture. I don't even think I had furniture the first time I had an apartment. So I feel like it'll be beneficial, for her to have that. Again, going back to putting a lot on her shoulders as, a college student or, a young adult, whatever it may be. It's just helpful that, we're going to pay up her rent for that amount of time.
Because, most of us know it's after we graduate high school, we're not getting paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
We usually start off with really low paying jobs for one of two reasons. One, we don't have any work experience.
Right.
Number two, we don't have a college degree. And sometimes even with a college degree, they still want 3 to 4 years plus experience of work experience. So me personally, my first job, I was making $300 a week. And that was with overtime, working 40 plus hours. And so I was making $1,200 a month. Fast forward to my first apartment, a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, 720 something square feet apartment. I was paying $1,100 a month for that. So imagine making $1,200 a month, or even $1,200 every 2 weeks. What kind of stress that puts on you. So
yeah.
Even making $1,200 bi-weekly, one check is already gone. Like, the whole check is going towards rent. You'll have $100 left over. And then after that, your next check is going to a car note, is going to your utilities, whatever debt you may owe. Actually debt that you paying on your furniture because you didn't have money to pay for your furniture, so you had to get credit. I'm sorry, our dog was being very obnoxious, but like I was saying, after paying rent, we have to pay all these different things and then pay even more in debt towards the furniture that she was talking about, because we don't have the money to furnish our apartment, so we have to go and apply for credit or finance things for that. And so then that's another bill on top of that. So we're almost forced to live paycheck to paycheck straight out of high school or as young adults. And so I feel like if most of us would have had that financial support, or our parents would be willing to pay, not even a whole year, 6 months would give us a lot of better opportunities. It would give us a lot of flexibility, a lot of chances to take more risk. I mean, a lot of us want to invest, but we can't invest because we're already living, paycheck to paycheck. One day of missing work, we can't afford our rent, things like that. So we can't take the opportunities and chances to better ourselves because we're so, what's the word I'm looking for? She don't know, I don't know either, but we're so tied on money. Tied up on money, and it hinders us as young adults, and then that carries on, for years. Yeah. So I feel like that's something that the $21,000 can go towards. We're helping her purchase her first car, and then paying up a full year of rent and furnish her apartment. It gives her that opportunity to stack up her money if she wants to, and 2 or 3 years be able to put a down payment on the house if she wants to, or invest in real estate, or whatever she wants to invest in, whatever whatever opportunity she wants to seek, she'll have that. Finances won't be holding her back from doing that.
Right.
Like I feel like a lot of us were held back or hindered because due to lack of finances. So the third thing we thought about was college, and we wanted to say this for last because it was optional. But those of you that went to college, you know how much of a struggle that is. Even with financial aid and getting your refund and stuff back, it can still be a struggle financially, and it can hinder us. Imagine, I have so many friends, and I see so many millions of people do it every day, but going to work, getting off of work, going to study, going to class, and doing all that, it adds a lot of stress to a lot of young adults. And I feel like having that rent paid up, like we spoke about just a while ago, with groceries, gas, car notes, all of that, man. And I got so much respect, and I salute everybody that's able to do that, maintain it, and stick with it, and still graduate. Because a lot of times that's the reason why a lot of people drop out of college, because they can't afford the expenses and everything that goes with it financially. And not the fact that they're dumb or lazy or can't, study. It's, man, they pockets is empty. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it goes back to the apartment. Being in college, knowing that your rent is paid up for a year, you know that even if you did get a job to pay for groceries and other smaller things like your cell phone and car note and things like that, having that rent paid up for the first full year would be such a huge burden taken off of you, because now you can put more time and more emphasis on studying for, your classes or whatever you're majoring in, and you can put a lot more effort into those type of things. What's the things called that you get a job but you ain't actually working? Internships. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. Yes. You can seek more opportunities for internships, unpaid internships. I did a few unpaid internships, but most of us can't. We don't have the opportunities to do that, because if we doing something, we need to be getting paid for it, because otherwise we can't afford to, live life like we want to. What was your college experiences like?
Oh man, so I had a scholarship, and I still struggle financially. It seemed like, it's just hard not having money in your pocket to go to the store when you want to go to the store. Your parents aren't there just to. Sorry.
Somebody wait. Say hey to YouTube.
Okay, so again, just not having that, financial cushion, and your mom and dad there just to, get money when you need it. That's pretty hard. So they playing. So I'm just glad that we are able to set our children up, because, we're working on a junior. No, I'm kidding. But just to set our kids up for success.
Okay, so now we talked about the three things this $21,000 should go towards. Now we want to tell you guys how we're doing it. And we had to save it for the end, because if we would have told y'all at the beginning, y'all probably honestly wouldn't have watched the whole video, because it's that simple. So, are you guys ready to know how we're saving this $21,000? Do the drum roll one more time. Okay, so how we're saving $21,600 for our daughter by the time she graduates high school is by saving $100 a month for 18 years. And that's it. And it's that simple. But I don't want to, make it seem like it is that easy, but it is easier said than done, because it is a long period of time. You still have to be disciplined. You still have to be consistent. I remember when my wife told me we were pregnant, I instantly started thinking of, how can we be great parents? How can we set our daughter up for success? And, just do all these different things. And I was just one day playing with numbers, and I was just saying, okay, if we save this amount of money each month, how much does that equate to? And so I was just playing with $25, $50, something very manageable, and came across 100. 100 is a very even number, very common number a lot of us use. And so I did $100 times 12 months, which equates to $1,200 a year. And then I just multiplied that by 18. And so I was like, man, we can save $100 a month. Like, that's it. I mean, think about what we spend $100 a month on.
Yeah, I can spend that in like 15 minutes.
5 minutes at Ross. So, you know, when I start thinking about all these things that we spend $100 on, I'm like, man, it's nothing to save that amount for our child, to make sure that their success, their young adulthood can be as successful as possible. And so what we did is, she already has her own bank account. She's 3 months old right now. She'll be 4 months next week. So next week she'll have $400 in her account.
You balling, girl.
And not to mention, her very first Christmas, her papa got her a very, very huge Christmas gift. And we'll put the picture up here so you guys can see. But she got a big amount of cash for her very first Christmas. And now that I think about it, I don't even know if I've gotten that much money for my birthday or Christmas or anything like that. So I'm a little bit salty about that. So she actually has more than $400. She's actually close to $1,000 already. Just for when she's 3 months old, she'll be 4 months next month. At 4 months old, she's already almost touching $1,000 in her account, and that's her money. We don't use that for our bills or anything like that. That's set aside specifically for her. And so, like I said at the beginning, man, I just wanted to. I think this is very beneficial for our youth. I feel like we should start, you know, shifting the culture, teaching our kids about money, teaching them how to manage it, prioritize it, and things like that. So we wanted to share this with you guys, something that we're trying with our beautiful daughter. Yeah. We wanted to share that with y'all in hopes that you guys can, you know, do that for your children. It doesn't have to be $100 if you can't afford it. But, you know, it can be something.
Y'all getting them taxes, though.
Yeah, tax season is here. Y'all can put some money aside for y'all kids.
Yeah.
It ain't that hard. And, you know, like I said, if you can't do $100, do $50. If you're a single parent, you know, mom do 50, dad do 50. Grandparents love their grandkids. Get them involved, too, if you guys can't afford it. So, there's many different ways that we can set our kids up for success. And I just want to, you know, encourage my community, my culture to start, you know, like I said, shifting the culture, setting our kids up for success financially. It's often, I don't know, looked down upon when parents take good care of their kids.
Like you're spoon fed.
Yeah, like, he's born with a silver spoon, or they spoiled. You know, I never understood that, you know, because you're being a good parent that you know, got to be. It don't make sense, because we look at other cultures and we say they're privileged, but we can be privileged as well. We can, you know, have the same things other cultures have for our kids that they have. So, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you to my wife and my daughter for joining me on this. I hope you guys found this beneficial. If you guys like this, please share this to your social medias. I'm telling you, I want more parents to get involved on things like this. More grandparents, everybody needs to hear this. Like this video if you liked it, and follow me on social media. I'm gonna put my social media up here as well. I'm gonna put my wife's social media up here as well, because she's an entrepreneur as well. So we're gonna be more active on here and doing more things. So I want you guys to stay tuned in. We're not gonna make our baby no social media. She's too young for all of that. But like I said, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yep. Leave us some comments below and tell us what y'all think, and we will see y'all on the next video.